From everyone that this is happening and I'll start. So we'll give them 4 minutes. That's okay with everyone.
Hi everyone, thanks for being here. I actually had 30 hoteliers who confirmed that we're going to be here on Saturday, but I guess it's the wrong time. So if you are just after lunch, I hope you don't fall asleep on me. But this is just going to finish in roughly 30 minutes, so you will survive. So my name is Aniq Rajabdeen. I'm a hospitality consultant and I've specialized in online sales and marketing for hotels, for accommodation providers really. I'm also the managing director for Out of the Box Consultancy, also known as OTB Consultancy is the operating name. So we like to say we play the role of an advocate in the hospitality industry as we are dedicated to our clients' success. We are passionate about helping accommodation providers, regardless of size, for business growth and development, primarily through the internet. Our business growth and how we sustain our operations depends completely on the value we provide for our clients. That's why we like to say, you win, then we win. This is our official tagline. Just an introduction to OTB. We are the pioneers for online sales management services in Sri Lanka. This is a new concept in the market, and it was introduced as we saw a shift in the industry and a gap in the market for this type of services, for the business that's available for accommodation providers that are in the market. Generally, the larger guys dominate the business. So this was more of an introduction to help the small to medium-sized accommodation providers. We were established to assist them to utilize the internet for business growth and development. Our main service offering is online sales management services. However, for your online sales to be successful and for you to sustain a good operation and for your business to continue growing, there are certain things that are connected. It's a holistic approach. So we also offer product development consultancy on product development, hotel operations, and online customer review management. We'll get into a bit of this in more detail in a bit. Our mission, as I said, is to assist accommodation providers to streamline their operations for business growth and development, and to enable a better online booking experience for their guests. A few of our success measures, we've just been in the market for about 1.5 years now. A few of our success measures, when we say product development, we're currently working with providers ranging from 3 to 24 rooms. And we're doing an average of $4,500 a month for these guys. Of course, that varies from the size of the operation, because the number of rooms you dictates an amount of revenue you could potentially make in a month. So product development, we've had, I'm just going to take one or two examples. Some of our clients, one client who's down in the south of the country, they've never seen business in the slow seasons in April. We help them develop their product through the consulting and advice that we've given them on how to recategorize the rooms, change their rate strategies, helping them with developing the rooms, how to add more amenities, just advising them in totality. And they have now started seeing business in the slow seasons. One guy called me up this April and he's like, Mr. Aniq, I've never had business in April. I need to do my yearly Vesak trip with my family and we're generally closed this time. We have business, what do I do? So this is news for them, right? This is all new stuff. So the product developments clearly work. We've also helped guys who have bungalows and they're trying to sell bungalows as one entire unit. This was a failing concept for them, so we went in there and I personally went in there and consulted with them and helped them change that to a B&B operation. And they saw business in the first 10 days of their operation online, which is another success measure for them. When I talk about over 1,000% growth, on average, we've done 350% incremental revenue for our clients. in the first 3 months of operation. However, there have been some providers who have been online, but they've just had a presence online. They've not been participating and not doing. They've been depending on the travel agents. These guys have seen over 1,000% incremental revenue. It sounds a bit surreal, but it's true. I could talk about some figures with you in a bit. Happier guests, by getting involved and interacting with customers, understanding what they're talking about, responding to the guests, getting their feedback and using it for business development purposes. Their operations have been more streamlined. A few of our clients have seen TripAdvisor Guest Review Awards for the first time in their entire operation. These guys have been operating for three to 4 years, some of them 2 years. Guest Review Awards are generally when you get reviews that are over 7.5 out of 10 and above, whatever it is, for travel agents. And on TripAdvisor, it's out of 5, and it's 4 or more, or 3.5 or more. So this shows good performance with the experience you're catering to your guests as well. And significantly higher ranks. We've had most of our clients have been on the rankings of close to the 50th position in their province, in their districts. And in a year, so one guy, he was one hotel, I'm sorry, I can't mention the name, they were the 46th position when we signed them up last August. This August, they were the 10th best property for Booking.com in that district. It's because of the performance, it's because of the guest reviews, and the business you're generating in general. So the rankings have been good. I'm going to play a video for you so you'll understand how all this connects as one. So this was the reason I wanted to talk to you about. I had to brief you a little bit about what we do, and then we'll talk about the importance of online sales. We've all seen how this industry has been changing and how we've seen the shift from the traditional travel agent business to online sales. So it's important to get involved online, as it is the backbone of the industry, seeing the way it's growing at the moment. I'm going to take you through the industry in total and how it's growing, and then we'll get into online, and then we'll filter it out down to straight to the Sri Lankan market. This is a graph I've got of Statista, which is a pretty valid source. They gather data and research from over 18,000 research advisors worldwide. And this is looking at tourist arrivals worldwide from 95 to 2014. One of the world's largest industries is tourism at the moment. The global economic contribution is almost $7 trillion US, as per Statista's figures. The region with the largest number of visitors is consistently being Europe. However, in recent years, Asia Pacific, which is where we belong, Sri Lanka falls into, has grown to become the second largest market for tourist arrivals. So this is a market of tourists that's potentially available to us to attract and get them to come and stay at our accommodation unit. This was the projected tourist arrivals worldwide between 95 and 2030. I'm just going to take you through some figures. In 1995, there were around 530 million tourist arrivals worldwide. Today's figures show you around 1 billion, around close to the 1 billion mark. And according to the World Tourist Organization, they have projected to reach over 1.8 billion by 2030. So we're seeing a consistent rise in this. And in the next decade, WTO has also forecast tourist arrivals in the Asia Pacific region to rise up to 530 million by 2030. So this goes along with the consistent rise we're talking about. Points to note, how is this relative to online? Now we're seeing a change in the industry, change in how these networks, these networks are huge. How people are connecting with each other, how guests are connecting with accommodation providers, how guests are connecting amongst each other, how they're sharing information because of social media and these travel sites, TripAdvisor, and everything that's available, blogs, Lonely Planet. There's so many things available on the internet. So now it's become an expectation of guests to They want seamless connectivity. They want to be able to get onto a site and write a message to your properties, and then for you to respond to them within 24 hours to 48 hours. If not, they would have moved on to their next choice, because it's not just you on the internet's available to everyone. So there are thousands of hotels available. So if you're not actively interacting with them, your competition is going to steal your business, right? So they expect seamless connectivity, and they seek out one-stop shops. This is, I've taken word for word from some research that I've got. So it's important for us to embrace new technology in order for us to keep up with our competition and attract new business. You can't just, and when we say embrace new technology, it's not just a matter of having a presence on the internet, it's a matter of having the presence and interacting and using it for the best, in the best interest of your business. This is an interesting figure. It was predicted by 2015 that 20% of the UK travel bookings will be made via mobile phone. We can do everything with this little gadget right here. I can check my email. So I'm working here, but I'm also working on my phone. I can do everything I want on this. Coming to Sri Lanka, how this applies to us. Our government had a plan of hitting 1.5 million tourists by 2014, which was surpassed. According to SLTDA, in August of this year, we surpassed 1.5 million tourists. We're looking at hitting 2.5 million tourists by 2016. That's our goal. In order to accommodate this market, that's a lack of 36,000 hotel rooms, which shows potential for existing hoteliers to grow their business. Grow their business and potentially expand your units, right? If you're generating enough business, you could reinvest and expand. Just to talk about some figures that I got from yesterday. In 2010, our government was harping about how we had up to 400,000 visitors coming into the country. 400,000. That was up 47% year on year. 47% from 2009. They were expecting 700,000 by 2011. Coming to 2015, by May 2015, up to May 2015, we had seen a 14.5% growth in year-on-year arrivals. Looking at Jan to May 2015 compared to Jan to May 2014. With all this happening, just go to this 1.5 million tourist arrivals that's come in by August this year. According to our Minister of Tourism and Christian Affairs, John Amrutunda, 52% of the 1.5 million tourists came through online sources. So you're looking at 780,000 of those tourist arrivals have come by booking online. So if you've not seen an increase in your online figures, if you've not seen an increase in your sales figures, then you're missing out. Then it might be good for you to consider getting involved, right? This is just a brief analysis of what I've understood by getting involved. So over the past 12 months of connecting with accommodation providers locally, what I've understood is the internet is, they're failing to realize that the internet is only a connection. You're never guaranteed. Agoda will never come up to you and say, sign up with us, I'll give you 500 room nights. They'll just say, I'll just give you the connectivity, right? So it's up to you to it's up to you and the 1,000 other hotels connected to create the demand for your business. They will give you the connection, you have to create the demand. There's a lot of limited knowledge. I've learned that most accommodation providers, because this is new and you can't really blame them. This is moving away from the traditional way business was done. So unless you're savvy with what's going on and how to interact, manage your room types, manage your rate plans, you turn and, like the majority, you depend on the OTAs. OTAs don't generally operate in the best interest of the accommodation provider, because if you remember, OTAs are competing against each other, and they would tell you certain things to do that could, of course, generate more business for you, but it's more often than not, it's in the best interest of their business. And how Agoda can steal business from Booking.com or Expedia, for instance, as an example. So understanding this, the business potential for existing providers is huge. Because once you close this knowledge gap and once you close this gap of what's available, it's a matter of connecting with clients that are worldwide, showing them what they want, and generating more business potential by having the right type of guidance and advice, right? That you could have for yourself by doing the right study and learning. So let's understand OTAs real quick. There's high competition within the OTA market. They are keeping up with the changes, they're keeping up with their customers. When I'm saying customers, you are their business partner and their customers are the end customer. They are keeping up with what the customers want. One-stop shops. When you talk about competition, Priceline, that owns Booking.com and Agoda, recently acquired a meta search engine called Kayak. A meta search engine is a portion of what TripAdvisor does. It's where you can go and punch in a check-in and check-out there, and they will gather data from all these thousands of booking sites around the world, and they will display it for you so you can go and pick the best rate. So while Priceline did that, Expedia went and acquired Trivago, which is the biggest meta search engine in the European market. So they're competing against each other to win the business by using your property, by using your accommodation, by using your rooms. So they are evolving, but it's important to understand that they are also important, because while every accommodation provider desires direct bookings, you have to understand that you are competing against these guys who have millions of dollars worth of marketing budget. So unless you have $1 million marketing to spend on Google AdWords and pay-per-click ads, you're shooting in the dark. So it's advisable to use them to the best you can. Use them to connect. Of course, a direct booking engine is important because you need it, but use them to connect with your customers, get the customer loyalty that you want, and then eventually people can come to your direct site. But understand how important they are and use them to the best of your advantage. So while this is a new concept in this market, I've understood a few things while connecting to travelers, to accommodation providers rather. The lack of knowledge in online sales is big. They want more business, but when you go and talk about what you can do for them, they didn't seem to understand what I meant by online sales support. They're like, oh no, we're doing everything. What else are you going to do? How are you going to grow it? And then when we explain to them, they want to know exactly what we're doing. So it was hard to explain it because this terminology is like ABC for me, but then for the average person, it may not make a lot of sense, right? And also they want to play safe. I know it's a part of our culture, we all want to play safe and make it big, but then in the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take. So I always try to get them to understand how you need to take the risk in order to make some money. You can't expect to sit back and for it to fall on your lap. So in order to educate accommodation providers on an efficient online sales process, in July of this year, we released this video. Just pay attention now. Just gonna stop it. Can you hear it? Excuse me. Is there a speaker I can connect to this? Alright, we're gonna play it now.
It's important to realize that having a presence on the internet does not necessarily create... The internet has revolutionized the hospitality industry. It's now one of the top sources of business for hotels around the world. But it's important to realize that having a presence on the internet does not necessarily create demand for hotel rooms. The internet only connects hotels to travelers around the world, and it's up to the hotel's management to create demand for their rooms. So, how do they create this demand? To answer the question, OTB has developed a guide on how to facilitate a successful online sales operation. There are 4 steps involved. Step 1. Understand your customers. The internet is like a brochure with different types of accommodation and hundreds of properties within a specific region. While a growing number of travelers access this information, there is so much for them to consume. About the destination, types of accommodation, location, images, room types, the list goes on. With thousands of hotels communicating this information, you suddenly become a single one of many. It's important to understand your customers well enough to ensure you're communicating the right information to find them online. Step 2. Increase your conversion rates. The next challenge is understanding how to convert a traveler into a customer. Travelers generally have an idea of the accommodation they want, and as they filter through their results, they eventually find their preferred choice. How do you become that preferred choice? Thereby converting a traveler into a customer. Step 3. Generate positive reviews. Positive reviews improve the chances of converting a traveler into a customer. Once a traveler has picked their top 3 choices for accommodation, guest reviews generally dictate the best of the lot. The guest experience begins from the moment your property is found online, and it's up to you to deliver the best service both online and offline. Step 4. Raise your rankings. Achieving Step 4 is an indicator of success. Higher demand plus positive reviews equals higher rankings. Higher rankings make the online sales process easier, but because Step 4 does not exist without Steps 1, 2, and 3, the process is never ending. When did you last evaluate your online sales operation? OTB offers professional online sales management services to enable this process for accommodation providers. Our services will streamline your online sales operation to create demand for your rooms and enable a better online booking experience for your guests. It's time to take control of your online sales. www.consultotb.com.
So that was just a quick, just to give you an idea of how you should get involved. Anyone could do it, but
If it was not something that you could successfully
execute at the property level, we are there to help.
but just to give you an idea,
When we say the process is never ending,
achieving Step 1 and Step 2 is the foundation for success.
as in, before you understand your customers, there's no way you can even generate a business because you have to connect with them in order to get them to interact with your listing.
Talk
About generating positive reviews. We talk about online sales experience being online and offline because generally guests they interact with properties online, and it's important for properties to take on the action to have that communication with their guests. From the moment they make the reservation, you have to show them that you're listening, show them that you're ready, you're looking forward to having them at the property. Once at the property, it's totally up to the accommodation provider to take on that experience so that they leave with a memorable experience. And we are, of course, available to help you to enable efficient processes internally as well. Once you get that, it's only positive review, more bookings and positive reviews, you're going to eventually get your rankings to go up. How you sustain that, how you sustain a higher rank, is by continuously generating business and getting more guests to talk about you. Because say you hit the 10th position, it doesn't mean you're consistently going to stay at the 10th position because your competition is going to try and gain that position from you as well. So if you don't do it, someone else is going to get that. So all these, this connects all the dots of our services. We talk about product development, hotel operations, customer review management. That's where we connect the dots here and we'll execute the online sales for you. That's pretty much it. That's just to give you an idea of the industry, how the industry is changing. Thank you.